Hey everyone, I am coming at you live from my new apartment. As some of you may have noticed, I have not been on YouTube in a while, and a lot of that was just because I graduated, I went to Florida, I came back, I moved into this place, and I just really didn't want to deal with the stress of making videos for the time being. And along that note of feeling stressed in life, today I'm just going to be talking about how we are fragile, how humans are fragile, how life is fragile, and that's what I'm going to dive into a little bit today in hopefully about 5 minutes. So, with that being said, as always, please let me know if you like these videos by physically liking them or commenting that you enjoyed this. If you'd like to hear me talk about something else, please also let me know. And with that being said, we're going to get started. So the other day I was going through how all these canvases that I have, and I wanted to put a quote on one of them. Surprise. And I found this quote that I have been looking at since I was in high school, maybe even middle school. And it goes like this. The moment you realize that your bones are made of the same dust as the planets, your lungs are breathing the same air as the migrating butterflies, and your blood is pumping because of the love and care of thousands, is when you realize that you are not as broken as you think you are full of the world. So I really liked that quote. I put it on a canvas and put it up on my wall. I then texted it to my friend and I was like, hey, I really like this quote. I thought you might like it too. And he was like ecstatic that I sent it to him because he also loves it. And then I rewrote it out again on another canvas and he put it up in his house. And just my little moral of that story to me is that you have such influence and you can make someone else's day so much better. And same concept, someone else can also make your day so much better, but we have to be willing to give that energy and we have to be willing to accept that energy. And I have seen in a fair amount of my friends with a lot of emotions, with graduating, moving away from college, that they are maybe not necessarily in a space where they feel comfortable enough with themselves that to let other people also care for them, basically. I tried giving some care to some people, or I've seen some people trying to care for others, and it's not well received. And I think that has to do with the fact that that person is just dealing with things on their own, and they are not fully comfortable with what they're doing on their own. So accepting that outside energy and that outside love, it can be really difficult for them. This is not to say that we shouldn't keep trying those things, and it's not to say that we shouldn't try to keep accepting that type of energy from those who do also care about us. But I just want to kind of highlight the fact that we are all in a really unique state in our lives, and this is this end of this type of pandemic lifestyle. It's hitting a lot of people really differently, and graduating with it was really weird. But that doesn't mean but to me, that does mean that we should just work on being more gentle with ourselves, and we should work on being more comfortable with that uncomfortableness and kind of sitting in it and thinking about why is this one thing bothering me so much? If you are not okay with something, and just giving yourself that space to think about it, to me, that has made a world of a difference. And I still have a lot of progress that I want to make in terms of being comfortable with different things that are happening in my life. But that doesn't mean that just because of where I am today, I'm going to be upset about it. I should be thankful and grateful for myself, for the time that I've put in to get to where I am, and then hopeful for where I want to go. Last night, I was not doing really good at all because I was talking to my sister and our dog is really sick and I'm not there. And I was just in such a mood and I couldn't figure out why I was so upset. So I started writing. And that's one of my coping mechanisms. And throughout my writing, you can easily, as you reread it, realize how upset and sad I am that my dog is passing away and I'm not there for her. And I knew that was what it was. But of course, me actually acknowledging it and accepting it was nowhere near on the table until I sat down to write about it, until I told myself, I'm giving in, I'm letting myself feel this. And from there, I was then able to kind of like be more comfortable with it. Not like I'm happy about it at all, but the fact that I'm able to understand why I'm upset was a really big step for me last night that I made. So as I wrap up today, I just want to remind you all that it is okay and awesome that we are all healing from things, that we're all trying to be better at something, but just remember that you are dealing with those things and other people are also dealing with those types of things. So just be careful, like have care for yourself, have care for others, give care, be careful. That's not right, but you know what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid to love yourself like ridiculously, like even through all of the ups and downs. There's a lot more I can say on that, but I'm just going to leave it. And then also, when you're giving love to others, please just be cognizant or like aware that it might not always be received how you think it should have been received, because they might also be going through something, and that's not your fault. But the best thing you can do is let them know that you're there for them and that you want to be there for them in the future. And that's about the best we can do. But yeah, life is fragile and we're all fragile, and that's okay. And that can be actually really beautiful as long as like we're willing to accept it. So I hope you all have a great week. I should be a little bit more normal with my videos now. And again, please let me know what you want to hear me talk about, because I have a lot to say. All right, thanks everyone.